Rib-Hadda was king of Byblos during the mid-14th century BCE. He is the author of some 60 of the Amarna letters, all to Akhenaten. His name is Akkadian in form and may invoke the Northwest Semitic god Hadad, though his letters invoke only Ba'alat Gubla, the Lady of Byblos. Rib-Hadda's letters often took the form of complaints or pleas for action on the part of the reigning pharaoh. In each 105, he begged Pharaoh to intervene in a dispute with Beirut, whose ruler had confiscated 2 Bybloian merchant vessels. In each 122, Rib-Hadda complained of an attack by the Egyptian commissioner He, who killed a number of Byblos' Shardana mercenaries and took captive 3 of Rib-Hadda's men. Rib-Hadda was involved in a long-standing dispute with Abdi-Ashurta, the ruler of Amurru, who hired mercenaries from among the Habiru, Shardana, and other warlike tribes. Each 81 contains a plea for Egyptian aid against Amurru, whose ruler Rib-Hadda accused of luring away his followers and inciting them to rebellion. He reported further that an assassin sent by Abdi-Ashurta had attempted to kill him. Rib-Hadda pleaded with Akhenaten to send archers to defend him from the forces of Amurru and from his own increasingly resentful peasantry. In one of the most poignant of the Amarna texts, Rib-Hadda wrote, "The people of Amia have killed their lord and I am afraid." He added, "Like a bird in a trap, so I am here in Gubla." Zimar, a city previously under his control, fell to Abdi-Ashurta. Shortly thereafter the Egyptian commissioner Pahanate was withdrawn from northern Canaan, leaving Rib-Hadda without even the appearance of Egyptian support. His pleas for assistance evidently went unanswered and caused much annoyance to Akhenaten. Akhenaten's irritation with Rib-Hadda is recounted in each 117, where the pharaoh is quoted saying to Rib-Hadda, "Why do you alone keep writing to me?" while Abdi-Ashurta is reported to have been killed in each 101. This only provided temporary relief to Rib-Hadda, since the former was succeeded by his son Azir. Rib-Hadda soon after complains about the depredations caused by the sons of Abdi-Ashurta in several Amarna letters to Akhenaten, such as each 103 and each 109. In each 89, Rib-Hadda reported a coup d'etat in neighboring Tyre, in which the ruler of Tyre, his fellow kinsman, was killed along with his family. Rib-Hadda's sister and her daughters, who had been sent to Tyre to keep them away from Abdi-Ashurta's Amurru invaders, were also presumed to be among those killed. If this was not bad enough, Rib-Hadda wrote again to report that the Hittites were invading Egyptian protectorates in Syria and burning the king's lands. At one point Rib-Hadda was forced to flee to exile in Beirut, under the protection of King Amunira. In each 75, Rib-Hadda details the changing political situation around Byblos. Hadda says to his lord, "King of all countries, great king, may the Lady of Gubla grant power to my lord. I fall at the feet of my lord, my son, 7 times and 7 times. May the king, my lord, know that Gubla, the maidservant of the king from ancient times, is safe and sound. The war, however, of the Apiru against me is severe. Sons and daughters and the furnishings of the houses are gone, since they have been sold the land of Yaramuta for our provisions to keep us alive. For the lack of a cultivator, my field is like a woman without a husband. I have written repeatedly to the palace because of the illness afflicting me. Who has looked at the words that keep arriving? May the king give heed the words of servant. The Apiru killed Adavurkata, but there was no one who said anything to Abdi-Ashurta, and so they go on taking Mia, the ruler of Arasni, seized Arata, and just now the men of Ami and Lta and Gt have killed the lord. I am afraid. May the king be informed that the king of Hatti has seized all the countries that were vassals of the king of Mitan and Lt and Gt. Sendark and Aged ailing Rib-Hadda continued to write to Pharaoh, telling him of violent upheavals in Phoenicia and Syria, including revolutions instigated by Abdi-Ashurta's son Aziru coupled with incursions by Apiru raiders. Rib-Hadda was ultimately exiled by his younger brother Ilirabi and not long afterwards, killed at the behest of Aziru. This event is mentioned in Amarna letter each 162 from Akhenaten to Aziru.